Welcome back, everybody. Joining me now is the first woman elected to the Senate from Minnesota, a former presidential candidate, and author of the new book, Antitrust. Please welcome back to LHO, Senator Amy Klobuchar. Senator, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Stephen. Great to be on again.
Now, we're seeing each other under slightly happier circumstances. The last time you were here was the night of January 6th. After the seditionist insurrection against the United States of America. And then just 2 weeks after that, you were one of the chairmen of the inauguration, and you were up there addressing the nation and the world from that dais, that podium up there that had been attacked. What did it feel like to be up there on that day?
Well, I was thinking of that night when you and I talked. I kept telling you, we've got to finish our job. We got to count these electoral votes. And at like 3 in the morning, it was Senator Roy Blunt and me and Vice President Pence in 2 pages carrying the mahogany box with the electoral ballots, walking through broken glass to the House. And we vowed that day, when we finished our jobs, that we were going to have an inauguration that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris deserved. And we didn't take it inside. And it was this amazing moment with a bright blue sky. And I'll just never forget the exhilaration of standing there and thinking, we did this. And we literally were standing on the very platform that they tried to take down. There was makeshift windows behind us. There was still spray paint at the bottom of the columns. And it was just this moment where democracy brushed itself off, picked itself up, and went forward as we always do. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I got to meet Lady Gaga.
You buried the lead on that one, I think.
Well, there was one problem, is that she and I, we wore the same dress, and then I changed.
Well, you actually did. You got a shout out. I believe you were named one of the best dressed in terms of your coats there. You got a lot of good press for that coat right there. Now, I want to get back to January 6th for just a moment, because I know that Speaker Pelosi has laid out plans for a commission and is negotiating with the GOP on the details of that commission. Meanwhile, the Rules Committee has had some hearings. What do we need to do to make sure that that dark day does not get forgotten and those responsible for spreading the lie that led to this violence against our democracy are held accountable?
2 major answers. One, the Justice Department under Merrick Garland's leadership, and now Vanita Gupta, Lisa Monaco, they are taking on those cases in a big way. Separate, the Senate and House have to make sure this never happens again. And actually, I'm leading, along with Gary Peters and Rob Portman and Senator Blunt, a major investigation. The hearings have been televised, and we also are continuing with interviews with Defense Department officials to make sure, one, we have this work so that the police chief isn't calling sergeant at arms in the middle of an insurrection and saying, can I have permission to call the National Guard? That actually happened. 2, better intelligence sharing and being able to more quickly call for help. And then 3, what happened at the Defense Department? Why was that 3-hour wait while things were going on? And so we're getting to the bottom of that. We're issuing a major report in May. With recommendations.
Do you think there will be a further commission like the 9/11 Commission? Because this is certainly the darkest day I can remember since that day.
Yes, I hope so, because there's even more that can be looked into. But my focus was on solutions and getting recommendations out as soon as possible, and that's why we're putting this out in May.
Last time we spoke, you were pretty mad at Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz. Still mad?
Yeah. This is a democracy, and we all have to take care of that democracy, even if we don't agree. And I think you saw the impeachment of Donald Trump, and while that didn't turn out the way a lot of us wanted, at least we got a number of Republican votes with us, and we were able to show the public exactly what happened. But again, right now, we're having tomorrow, we're going to be hearing from Joe Biden. It has been about 100 days for a State of the Union. And so as I look at those days, yes, do I want to make sure it never happens again, look back at it, make accountability and justice? But I also want to give Joe Biden his moment tomorrow, because he has accomplished incredible things in terms of getting the vaccines out to everyone, in terms of the stability with our economy, and we're really proud of that. And also, we finally can look at, as they say in Duluth, the lighthouse on the horizon, right? We finally see that we've got to start working on everything from our economy to infrastructure to human infrastructure and childcare, and get ourselves out of this pandemic to a better day.
Obviously, you're going to be tomorrow night one of the 200 people who can actually be in the room for the president's address to what is normally a joint session. How do you get those tickets? How do you get one of those?
It was a lottery.
Really?
It actually was. It was a lottery of members because a lot of people wanted to go.
Yeah.
But I'm in leadership in the Senate, so I get to be part of the greeting group. We go and greet the president and bring him in. But I think the difference is, as just the inauguration, it's a somber moment. People are going to be sitting apart. You won't quite see the, up and down and the raucous behavior, because there's going to be so much less people. But I think that fits the moment. I really do.
You have a new book called Antitrust: Taking on Monopoly Power from the Gilded Age to the Digital Age. All right. Well, I'm somewhat familiar with like TR or Teddy Roosevelt and the trust busting of the end of the previous the 19th century into the 20th century. What are the trusts that need to be busted up now?
Well, these are modern day trusts. You've got, instead of the Steel Trust or Standard Oil, you've got Google that controls 90% of the search market. You've got Apple and Google controlling those app stores. And you've got Facebook that basically, along with Google, said to an entire country, the country of Australia, hey, you're going to make us pay for content. We're just going to leave you guys. That's to an entire industrialized nation. That's what monopolies do. And then you've got everything from online travel to cat food to caskets. In fact, since there's no monopoly of comedians, I would quote one of your competitors, John Oliver, who did a whole segment on this and talked about all the consolidation. At the very end, he said, if this is enough to make you want to die, good luck, because there's only 3 casket makers. And now one of them bought the other, so there's only 2. So that's what we're dealing with right now in our country. And that's why I wrote this book, because I want people to understand. I used over 100 cartoons. I tried to write this as an interesting way as possible, with a lot of fun stories about the woman that invented the Monopoly board and was actually against monopolies, the muckraker Ida Tarbell, who took on Standard Oil, because I want to create a movement here again. I just can't get this done in Washington to pass a bill and get the funding that we need for the Justice Department and the FTC without a lot of support, because it is really tough to get through the biggest companies the world has ever known. And we need to do this for the people of this country and for our economy. We've always rejuvenated our economy. We've always believed in entrepreneurship and small businesses. And we've got too many titans that are gateways controlling pieces of our economy.
Well, that's a very compelling argument. We will cut out the John Oliver stuff, right? We'll take all that out. Okay, good. Good. Now
you've got a monopoly on your show.
Yes, it's a benevolent monarchy on the show is what it is.
You're a gatekeeper.
I 100% am a gatekeeper. And I want to say to everybody at Google, I think she's wrong about this whole Australia thing. You did the right thing. Okay? I got to protect my own search. I got to protect my own searches here.
That is a problem right now. People are actually, and I know you're joking, but people are afraid to come forward and talk about it because the monopolies scare them, because they might get screwed by them.
I'm not scared at all, Google. I think you guys are great. Facebook, also wonderful people. Last week saw the passing of your mentor, Walter Mondale. And I have a picture of you right here, a young Amy Klobuchar and a fairly young Walter Mondale right there. What did he mean to you? What are some of your favorite memories of the former vice president?
Well, he gave me my first job in politics. I was in college, and I thought I was going to be an intern writing all these great policy briefings. But instead, he gave me the job of taking the inventory of every single piece of furniture, lamp, chair of the vice president and his staff. I spent weeks writing down serial numbers, and I learned two things from that experience. One, he was scrupulously honest, nothing was missing. And second, take your jobs in politics seriously. I say this to all students, even if they're not what you dream, because that was my first job in Washington, and this is my second. And he was my mentor through all of this. And he was, I think in Minnesota, we saw a different side of him. And that is, we didn't just see him in power. We saw him after he lost and he came home, and how he treated people with such dignity, and how he made it his mission to really teach a new generation of leaders so they were ready for the next big decision. I literally saw him once go from having helped negotiate with Menachem Begin and Sadat the Camp David peace accords, and then at a grocery store where a clerk talked to him for literally 20 minutes about Mideast peace. And he did it with such aplomb. So I think for anyone that, life doesn't quite go where you want, and you lose a job, or you don't quite doing what you thought you wanted to do, he was this model citizen. And so we're going to miss him very much.
Well, Antitrust is available today. Senator Amy Klobuchar, everybody. Thank you, Senator. We'll be right back with Kyle MacLachlan.